What if I were to tell you that in order to get what you want, it starts with also understanding what you don't want? And this is the idea of inversion thinking. Now, this is a mental model I've used a lot in my life when it comes to decision making and moving directionally closer to what I want to achieve. Now, inversion thinking is essentially doing the opposite or thinking the opposite and in reverse. And how this can be applied to your life is by having an anti-vision as opposed to just a vision. And the reason why this is so powerful is because just by merely understanding what you don't want, this can inadvertently get you closer to what you want. Now, I'm going to be breaking down 3 different examples in your life of how you can use inversion thinking. Now, number 1 is for your finances. If you want to improve your financial situation by investing and managing your finances, just think about what you don't want in this scenario. If you wanted to mismanage your money, you could spend frivolously, make impulse purchases, not invest, and also just not manage your money wisely. And these would all move you further away from your goal. So all you'd have to do is just do the opposite, and that would move you closer. Another example could be your health. So if you wanted to improve your health, just think about all the things that you would do to hurt your health. That could be poor sleeping habits, having poor mental health, not exercising, having a poor diet, and also not taking care of your general hygiene and ensuring that you have good blood circulation by having an active lifestyle. So these would be areas where you know what not to do, and this can actually move you closer to your goal of improving your health. Now, the third could be improving your relationships. So all we'd have to do is just flip it on its head and say, what could we do to ruin our relationships? Maybe it's under communicating, not articulating ourselves clearly, not being reciprocal, not being kind, not being generous, and not treating people with respect or treating people how we would like to be treated ourselves. In all of these instances, all we're doing is looking at what we don't want to get us closer to what we want. This is the idea of having an anti-vision. An anti-vision can get you closer to what you want by knowing what you don't want. And you can clearly do this by the same way that people do writing a pros and cons, but instead of a pros and cons, you have your vision and then your anti-vision. Here's a simple 4-step process for you to apply inversion thinking to get you closer to your goals. All you have to do is number 1, jot down your goal, make it clear. And now that you've had that goal, your step 2 would be to invert that. Invert your goal and look at all of the traits, elements, or key points that would cause you to fail when you invert it. And then number 3, list out all of those anti-visions that you don't want to achieve. And then number 4 is to regularly audit your behavior and your situation, ensuring that you're not falling into any of those traps of the things within your anti-vision. Because right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to move from here to here. And in order to close that gap, we have a vision of where we want to go. And by just having the vision of where we don't want to be, where we are, and where we want to be, that gives us so much more power to understand where we want to go. This concept can also be applied to role models. We all have people that we have admired and we look up to for certain areas that they have shown to us that they're admirable traits that we respect and that we admire. Now, there's also people that we've experienced in our life that serve as an anti-role model. And this is like looking at a blueprint of someone's life and seeing how they have moved in a way in their life trajectory that shows outcomes that you don't want to have in your own life. And by knowing all those steps that they've taken to get them to that situation, maybe they're an alcoholic, maybe they don't take care of their health, Maybe they treat their family poorly. In all of these instances, they have taken actions and have habits that actually hurt their life circumstance. And all you have to do is just reverse that. Avoid those things. And by avoiding them, you're already moving closer to what you want by not having those traits of something that you don't want. So I hope this adds value to you. My name is Dexter. I'm a mindset coach, and I talk about purposeful living, self-awareness, and mindset frameworks for better decision making. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.